All right, this is part three of the unspoken rules, the 35 unspoken corporate rules to succeed in the corporate world. Part one and part two, the links are in the description and in the pinned comment. So if you have not seen them, check them out first. Check part one, check part two, and this is part three. And um, if you have any questions, post them in the comment section below. So let's start part three in the 35 unspoken corporate rules to succeed in the corporate world. Uh, Point number 25 is I call it the black dot on the white sheet phenomenon. Like, let's say, for example, you take a sheet of paper. I don't have one here. You take a sheet of paper and you just put a black dot on it, okay? And show it to someone. Automatically, everyone will notice the black dot, okay? It's human tendency, human nature. For example, you have a dress and there is a hole or it's damaged or there's a discoloring or let's say bleach fell in one spot and it's white, or you're wearing a shirt and there's a small hole on it, and everyone notices only that. They always notice the imperfection. You have a face, beautiful face, but there's a pimple, they'll notice that. So the lesson that moral of the story here is, no matter how good you are, okay, the minute you have one black dot on your career or on your reputation, people will only remember that. You can be 10 years in a company, 10 years perfect record, 10 years do everything good. One mistake that you make, and they will only talk about that, and they will only remember that, and they'll remind you about it. So just keep that in mind. So, why I'm sharing this with you is I've met people, or I've had clients who tell me, I give 35 years of my life to this company, I give 10 years or whatever. I just fumbled once or I made this mistake once. People, this is how the world is. They will just disassociate themselves from you the minute they know that you have ruined your reputation. Same thing what happened, Bill Clinton with the Lewinsky. People only remember that. They don't remember anything good he has done. So just keep this in mind, okay? So be very careful. If you have a goody image, goody two shoes, keep it that way. Or on the other hand, don't strive to achieve so much perfection that you can't maintain it. It's better to be less than perfect and keep making mistakes. Then they'll be like, I know this guy. That is why people, there are many people who are womenizers, or they are loose character. They smoke, they drink. And then one day they get caught smoking, drinking, or this. I knew this guy was always like this. But if you're a clean person and you just have one, let's say, girlfriend, hey, my goodness, look at that. So that's how human beings are. Okay? Keep that in mind when you are in the corporate world. Point number 26. Okay. This one is tricky. In a day and age where on LinkedIn you literally get people bullshitting with their designation, chief catalyst officer or revenue generating magnet, and CEO and CFO and all these bullshit positions. Now it's become so diluted, there is no value for it unless, of course, maybe you're working for a multinational giant and they have a standard, designation. But if, like, I've met people who say, I'm the vice president of so-and-so company, and then you realize this guy is earning less than you. I mean, you're just an executive and he's a vice president, but you're still earning more. So given a choice between designation and money, always take money. Yes, your management may tell you, I'm giving you more leadership opportunities. Yeah, if that is the case, let's say you're a newbie or a fresher, or you never had a senior level experience, that is a good training ground, okay, where you can prove yourself. Let's say you never managed a single person under you, and now they are giving you a training ground where you can manage two, and they'll guide you to successfully manage two and then maybe five. There, don't ask for a salary increment. But once you become good and proficient at managing two or five people, then ask. And if they say no, then it's time that you float your resume or your profile and network with others. And that experience of the five people can really help you. So given a choice between job position, more responsibility versus money, always opt for money, because end of the day, money gives you the freedom. Excess money in the bank will always give the freedom to do a lot of other things. Okay, the designation will vanish the day the job is taken away from you or they pull the rug under you. Number 27, money talks. You get a job offer, you get a better salary, you get better package. Evaluate. Okay, don't just jump into a new, let's say, a startup. They'll pay you very big money, but you do not know whether the startup will succeed or not. Yes, there are good motivational, inspirational stories like Microsoft or these startup companies where they say, oh, they achieved. He was the first employee, went straight up to the moon and all that. That sounds nice. But what you do not hear is the 100,000 plus failures that have taken place. So uh, don't just jump the gun if they just offer you money. Who's offering you money? But if you do get an opportunity to work for a stable company for more money, given a choice between dummy designation or designation, a legit one, let's say legit, versus more money, and the company is sound and secure and like trustworthy, please go for the money. Please. That is always that matters. Because remember, at the end of the day, money talks. That's it. Nobody will remember you are a GM or CEO, maybe nostalgia, but that's not going to feed you and your family. 28, this is the sad part about working in the corporate job, and that is just as a human being, whatever you earn here, the day your time is up, the day you die, you can't take any of it to your grave. All your property, all your money, all your wealth, everything that you built, stored, and kept for a day to enjoy, once you die, that's the end of it. So in the same way, in a corporate job, you do not take anything. Many people say, I want to leave a legacy, or I want to, yeah, the legacy sounds nice. People say, that manager was very nice, or that boss was very good. It's not going to feed you. It's just a good feeling. Okay. So just keep in mind, whatever you're doing for the company, it's going to be kept with the company and they're going to take it away from you once you leave. So you'll take nothing with you other than what you put on their resume, and that's all that you will carry. So keep that into perspective and make sure that if that ever happens, you should not have any regret. So plan your life accordingly, your corporate life, whereby you take what is required, what is beneficial for you. Make sure that you, just as they take advantage of you, maybe in a good way, you also take advantage of them in a good way. Okay. And remember, I'll give you this as a bonus point. I just got this. Uh, One second. Let me write this down so I don't lose that chain of thought. Point number 29 is 100% honesty is a no-no. Your boss, your manager can tell me the truth, tell me this, tell me that. Unless it's something illegal, fine. That's something different. But otherwise, 100% honesty, just what is your honest opinion about him? What do you think of boss? Sometimes they'll just try to get this information from you and then they'll use it against you, or they'll just publicly, this is what he said. You'll get judged. So please always remember 100% honesty is not recommended. Okay? Be smart, be diplomatic. Diplomacy works a long way off. And even if they tell you, I know that you're diplomatic, you never speak your mind out, better that way. Yes, it sounds good to be, oh, I speak my mind off, but there's a price to pay for it. Point number 30 is out of sight is out of mind. The day you resign, the day you leave that desk, that chair, and you're not there, and a new person comes, life will go on. People will continue their work. Yes, once or twice, oh, he was working here, that's all they'll have, nothing else. And don't be hurt or don't be upset when nobody remembers you. You might feel like, sheesh, man, all those good times and all that, and now they don't care. So just mentally keep that in mind. So prepare yourself in such a way that if that day ever comes, there should be no regrets. So whether you or anyone else, just follow this mantra that the day will be your last day. That's it. Everyone will become like a stranger to you. Number 31 is I should have paid attention to this rule, which I didn't know. How they treat the worst employee. is how they might treat you. Like, let's say you're working for a company, and when this guy resigns, they treat him like shit. They make it very difficult for him to get a sign off. They put a ban on him. They put a non competing clause. They do not pay him on time. They make life miserable for him. They give him a bad review. Well, if they can do it to him, they most probably can do it to you. So just be very strategic. And that is where I tell people, before you're about to resign, couple of months before that, be very nice to everyone. Be in their good books. Make sure that they don't hate you. Well, maybe the owner or maybe the person who's jealous might still put hurdles. There are some people who just enjoy doing that. But just make sure that you reduce the damage. So always keep in mind how they treat others, they can treat you. That is why during dating they say, no, you're dating someone, just see how the person treats a waiter or treats someone less unfortunate. Most probably they'll treat you the same way. That's always a fact, because when they don't have any use for you, they'll show their true colors. Uh, Point number 32. This one is, I owe this point of wisdom to Simon Sinek. I was listening to one of his talk. I'll give you in a nutshell what he said. He said that there was this guy, I'm paraphrasing. He said there was this guy who, used to go for this particular event. Okay. When he used to arrive at the airport, someone used to come and pick him up, limousine driver, and he used to drive in a limousine. Then they used to take him from the backstage in the VIP area, and they used to give him a nice green room, like a VIP zone there. And if he wanted anything from something to eat or something to drink, they would be at his beck and call. And they would give him a coffee in a premium cup. Okay? Premium cup. And when it was time for him to speak, they would welcome him like a king. And in the same way, after he finished, green room, give him whatever he likes to eat and drink, limousine, and he gets dropped back to the airport. But after he resigned from that company and that position, okay, now he was an independent consultant. So he's no longer having that position, the title, the key sponsor of that event. So this time when he came, nobody came to pick him up from the airport. There was no limousine. He had to take a taxi. And when he got at the venue, the same people who knew him, they didn't take him from the VIP area. They asked him to take the local, the thing. He had to stand in line and wait. And once he got in, he had to report backstage. And when he asked for anything, they told him, sorry, it's not available. And when he asked for coffee, they gave him a styrofoam cup. Okay, and they said, just take the coffee from there. There was just that coffee. So he was given an ordinary cup, and that was it. And after he finished, it didn't taste great. After he finished, got off from the podium, and nobody was there to escort him. Nobody was there to even stop a cab for him. He had to take a cab by himself and drive off. So what he realized is this cup that was given to him, the premium cup that time, the premium coffee, it was not for him. It was for the position. And now he was given a styrofoam cup because this was not the position, this was him. This is what his value was. In the same way for you, your value is not what the perks you get with the position, is what you get with a styrofoam cup, the ordinary stuff. When you don't have a designation, when you're nothing, you're nobody, how people treat you, that is your actual worth. So keep that in mind. In the corporate world, these designations, these positions, you'll get a lot of respect. It's not for you, it is for that designation. The day you lose it, you lose everything. Wise words, I'll tell you, Simon Sinek. Number 33 is you need to choose a team. Either it's management or it's the workers. You cannot be friends with the workers and friends with the management. It doesn't work that way. They both are opposing groups. Management is looking at how to maximize money for themselves and the shareholders and how to use you. Workers are looking for, we want a fair pay, we want the maximum pay, we want the maximum benefit. So you choose whom your loyalties lie towards. Me, I would always favor the management because the people and the workers, yeah, they'll feel good, they'll be friends, but they don't benefit you in any way. So choose carefully which side you are going to be on. And same way in politics. Be careful, there are multiple groups. Over there, I would say don't choose any group, be neutral. But if you have to choose a group, always choose the one which is most powerful. Because if you choose ones which are less powerful, you will always get hammered. But given a choice between cunning and sinister, choose the ones who are good. It'll always help. Okay, because if let's say they are powerful but they are bad or they're evil, if they throw you out, the good ones will still help you, give you a parachute to make sure the landing is soft. The sinister and ugly ones, when you're useless, they'll throw you out. Be careful. Number 34 is observe what is going on. How many people in this organization? How many people got a promotion? How many people got a salary increment? Uh, how old is the manager? Has he been with this company for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? Are the people like old timers? They stick on and hold on to their positions and they never leave. Because if so and so is the case, well, how will you grow? Because if someone is working in the company and holding on to their positions, means there's no room for you to grow. So then you'll be stuck in the same positions. Yes, maybe they're giving them a comfortable salary to make sure they never leave. But is that what you want? A comfortable salary where you will never leave? Or do you want to grow beyond that? So observe, see how people act, see how strategies are made, see how they treat people, especially during tough times. Because if you can observe this, you'll clearly know whether you'll grow or not, whether you should continue or not. Like this company that I worked for in Sarja, there was the CEO, the owner, and there were the management office people, and below they were the workers. Then obviously there was, CEO, then senior manager, and below him, smaller managers, then workers, uh, 2, 3 supervisors, and below them technicians, below them workers. So there was only like two levels that you could grow, either management or you could be senior, the manager. CEO, you can't be. So there is no room to grow in that organization. But on the other hand, if you work for, let's say, a very big multinational organization, there's room to grow. So be careful and be observant, be aware. What are your chances to grow? And one caveat I'll give you here: it's not always the case that if you work for a multinational company, you will grow. It is always there because maybe competition is so much or it's so big that you'll never get noticed. That's number one. And number two is always remember when you work for a reputed firm, it shines bright on your resume. Okay, so you can say I was a GM of some hula hoop company. Nobody cares. But if you say I was an executive at Microsoft or IBM or Oracle, that has amazing weightage. So keep that in mind. Number 35 is always make time. There's, like they say, there's no time because work never ends. So make time to invest in yourself and invest through money, through time, through effort. What I used to do is if I would work for, let's say, 8 hours, I'd make sure 1 hour was spent in learning and developing some new skills. I wouldn't tell the management about that because the manager will say, I'm not paying you to study on our expense. So whatever time you're working, during the working hours, without informing anyone, learn a new skill that not only complements but will help you grow personally and professionally. Okay. So for that, you need to create and make time. Okay. That's point number 35. Because remember, end of the day, there's only so much, that you can grow in an organization being at the same level. Number 36 is always ask yourself, what's next? This is a very painful question that people don't ask. They believe that they're working for this organization, they will never be let go, they will never lose their job. Most of the people tend to work in a company 5 years, 10 years, they'll never lose their job. But like they say, the bad news never informs and comes. It just comes suddenly out of the blue in a surprise. So one day you will be unemployed. One day you will lose your job. That will happen. So what's next? Okay. So for what's next, you need to prepare for that. So, like they say, you prepare for your retirement fund, you keep things same way. Just remind yourself, I will lose this job. So, what's next? Keep that ready and keep investing in that. My friend and my student or client, whatever you can call him, he used to work in a bank, but he always had this dream of starting a business. So, what he did is he always asked himself, if tomorrow I were to lose the job, what will I do? So he started developing the business. It took a lot of his resources, a lot of his time. His wife got involved. He had to bring in, some of his relatives, but he never gave up. Initially, for the first 2 or 3 years, he was hemorrhaging cash, but eventually the business developed, business grew, and very soon he started to earn more in the business than what he was earning as a salary. And he never left the job until one day he was given a golden parachute and asked to leave, which he gladly took, and he has never gone back into the corporate world. So that's only because he asked himself, what's next? Okay, so keep that in mind. And last, if not the least, the final piece of advice, point number 37, from 35.7 to 37, okay, is get out of your comfort zone. Okay, this is the toughest. This sounds very easy. It's the toughest thing to do. See, keep this in mind. Most of the people work with one company, or they are in the same city, or they are in the same country, and they feel that's it. There's a whole world out there with various salaries, various perks, various benefits, various opportunities. Sometimes I get surprised at the things people do. Like lately, I just found out one Indian guy, young guy. He had good accent. He had knowledge of English. He actually went to a third world country where visa was there on arrival, Indian guy, and he started teaching English, and very soon he got paid much more than what he would get paid in India, much more. Okay, and he's doing pretty well. He is pretty happy. His expenses are very low and all taken care of, and he's treated like a superstar, which would never happen in India. So I never knew this was a possibility. I never thought. Okay. So in the same way, there are people who I know who lost their jobs and out of the blue just decided to do something risky and go to a foreign country. There are even people who have gone to Africa, and to their shock and surprise, they got opportunities which they never thought was possible. Initially, it was a struggle, but they managed to climb up to the top of the ladder because maybe their personality or unique style of management or the way they do things. So the point I'm trying to say here is there's a whole world out there. Unless and until you get out of your comfort zone, take risks, you'll never reap the reward. That is why the troublemakers in the classroom, they are the ones who do the unthinkable. I know a guy who was a total pain in the ass in the organization that I used to work. This guy could never ever stick to one job. Last I checked, he is in Singapore and he is doing very well as a director of entertainment agency. I never thought that was possible. So I'm telling you right now, there are a lot of skills you may have which you are not aware of. Like me in Thailand, doing what I'm doing right now. This would never be possible in Dubai. Never. So, did I know that it would work? No. But did I take the risk? Yes. So, I'm not asking you to put all your eggs in one basket, but you must take a risk. Unless you take a risk, there's no reward. And don't stick to one company, one city, one country, and expect your life to change. It's never going to happen. That is why only the people who dare to take a risk, yes, there will be painful failures, but then you will succeed if you are focused, determined, and obsessed. So anyway, these are the 37 points. I hope they added value to you. If you like these kind of videos, which offer an educational kind of outlook and help you learn and grow, let me know. Maybe I can make some more videos for you guys. Good, bad, ugly. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. It's me signing off. You guys take care. Chal bye.